Hello guys, Arthur here with more Zeepkist and more ZCL gravity level. And this time I was lucky enough to have several afters on my open lobby and I was able to watch how they do in their own levels and what lines they took. I know sometimes there will be like a lot of different pro players who are way faster and they can do like super crazy time. But in this case we're on Verdant Valley by Llama and now we're watching how he finishes track. I love this new update with this new dynamic follow and static follow. It's now really easy to watch how people steering and driving on the track. And as you can see, this level uses a lot of pipe driving when you need to do inner and outer pipe ride. And also Llama said that there is a small shortcut. It's not like really save your seconds, but it can save you a bit. And next, Iowa Wheat by rsgold, and yet again we are watching how after itself are finishing this track, and I believe he will be like 10s slower than after time or something like that, but it's still really good time, so you can watch his line to understand how you can finish this track, how you want to do it and adjust your line to finish it. Personally, I save like second after watch his time. Not perfect, but without practicing, save second. I think it's a great result. ZCL Monumental Gravity. Personally, I never finished this track. For me it was too hard, so I asked Litter to do it, and now you can see his try. As for me, biggest problem was this ice half pipe and adjusting my soul box before this crazy jump, and you also need to be really precise. After the jump I hit checkpoint several times. But after the jump, it's not really hard track, grassy loop and the finish. So it's hard track and it's worth to watch how after do it. Out of the Sky by Lexter. Sorry, Lexter wasn't on this open lobby, but anyway, I managed to do this track. And this is not really hard track. I could say it's classical. You're doing all this half pipe and there's no ice, there's no hard elements. All roads are aligned almost perfectly. Depending on your driving style, you can use wall ride or barrier ride, and you need to manage your speed for turns. But this track allows you to make some errors and it's not problematic. The only way where I was trolled by after, I restart twice at the end because every time I didn't have speed to do full loop, and then someone told me that if you have enough speed to cross checkpoint, then you don't need to make full loop, just fall to the finish. And I just didn't realize that that was the end of the track. So be careful. This track is different from my perspective. I didn't manage to finish it. I didn't manage to maintain enough speed for the last jump or position in my soul box. I hit checkpoint. But right now we're watching a time from ZVTF. He finished this track and as you can see his timer almost after time. So like watching for his attempt, it's really good way to understand line for this track. And as you probably noticed, there's only 4 people who finish this track and there's like 20 seconds left. So I would say this is a hard track. In like 7 minutes you don't have enough attempt to understand all lines and how you need to behave on tracks. At least for me, I'm not like pro player, I'm like an average. Last round I was 27th out of 114, so not a lot of people could finish this track. Rhodes Park, Diabler. Well, usually for me Diabler is person who creates some weird stuff like new exploit in game, finding new mechanics. So for all his track I usually I have some kind of excitement and still fearness that it will be something so hardly doable or annoying, but not in this case. As you can see, this track are fine except this stairs driving, and if you're not aligned perfectly you will lose grip and you can lose speed and like fly off the track. There's small, I wouldn't say this is a peak speed check at the end, but you need to have a nice amount of speed to go at the finish. But usually if I have enough speed to make the last loop, I always have enough speed to make it to the finish. Forest bike trial. Usually I don't like such track, and this is not exception. I still don't personally like it, even if I could finish it, but I spend like 25-30 minutes to do so. And as you can see, people left lobby. Problem is that your jump need to be perfect because of the unity bounce, and sometimes your soapbox after landing behave differently. But I wouldn't say people can't finish it. I've tried 2 different days for 2 different lobbies, and another day people was done at pretty great, but it was like people who were like in top, let's say 20% of CCL league. So this is hard track, but not for general guys who play in Zeepkist and take part in CCL. Cosmic Fire Hall. My new complaint will be for such tracks, and not for only such tracks, but for like using bloom. So all this neon and light are slightly distracting. So people who use these graphical settings have some kind of disadvantage. So you need to stop using it, and then you're fine, you see everything. But if you do more graphical settings, then you're losing something. I believe this track is done some kind of not cocky way, but not in ordinary line track. So it's all intended to have pretty hard turns, pretty hard jumps, pretty not aligned transitions. But it's doable. Still, it's problematic. As you can see, I spent more time to try finish it, like way more than 1 lobby for 7 minutes. It was like 2-3. Spelunking, that guy. I'm not so familiar with that guy tracks. I played a couple of them, and I believe the start and the narrow cave are pretty hard, and you can really easy to lose when you're driving there. I was just get lucky. I don't know, I tried done a couple times again, like doing loop, but it's always fail. So I have 1 lucky attempt. I'm really happy that I finished this track, but I don't really like it because it's really narrow and you need to be saving your speed to do so. So it's combination of speed, and you need to find the balance between speed and steering and like having best time. Winter Night. Okay, I can characterize this track from like 7 people left during trying to finish this track. It's not hard, it's just not aligned perfect. It's have so many flaws. You can crash in every attempt, so you need, it's not like problem of your skill issue, it's like looks like it's really raw track. It's not done, or if it's done in that way, it's some kind of cocky trolling part. People are not really enjoy to play it. And as you can see, you will see the time itself, the after time are so weak, so you can definitely do this track under the 1 minute. I think this track, we can say this track is trolling track. ZEBO Diagonaaltje. I believe it's some kind of fast food restaurant. I don't know. Maybe after we'll tell us about it. But after the last track, we have several attempts, several tries for these tracks, and people enjoy this. This track was aligned like ideal. You have a lot of time to see what will happen next. You understand where you need to jump, how you need to steer. It gives you so big room for fix you. Yes, it's not really easy because there's no borders, so if you done badly you will fall off, and some jumps need some level of experience. I would say it's middle hard track. It's not hard, it's like medium track. I enjoyed it. It was nice, smooth track.
Oh, and you definitely need to eat before you play it. I want burger or hot dog right now.
Down the Reach by Maki, Janji and Mao. Well, all three of them are usually create pretty hard and pretty interesting maps for ZCL and from one week to another. And I believe this one track not exception from it. Even if it's look not so hard, all these transition turnings and jumps are make me sweat to just finishing, and I'm not telling that like trying even to beat after time. I don't know who validate this track, but like all three of them I believe pretty hard and pro players. So this is track hard, and it's like misguide you. Oh, it's easy, all lines are fine, but it's not. You need to put a lot of effort to finish this track. In space. Okay, this track are really interesting because if you will be really fast, you will have disadvantages at the end and you will lose time near the finish. And it was so new for me that I enjoy. So you need not also like managing your driving style, but not to be really fast, because I'm playing on a gamepad, and as you can see, there is smoke from your wheels if you're steering too much. And when you have smoke from your wheels, it means you're slowing down a lot. But using controller, you can reduce it. You can do in like 20%, 15%, like just slightly adjust your steering, and it will help you maintain speed and not lose speed during corners. But in this case, if you have too much speed, you will just over jump the finish and you will lose time to basically going backward. Empty Shankfin by Socks. Well, Socks also really, I probably can say he's a pro player at least top 20 from ZCL, and he create pretty interesting track. I believe there is multiple way how you can finish it. You can use grass, you can use a road, you can use jumps, you can use wall rides. It's all up to you how you can finish it, and it's up to you to find the best and fastest way. And this track is not hard, it's just who will have the fastest time. And New Wave City. This is another interesting track. It's done by Shadinuk.
Sorry if I pronounce it wrong.
And in this case, I was also lucky to have him in this lobby, and now
we can watch how he will finish this track.
It's interesting because during this session, I believe this track was changed like 3 times. First time, Llama found this big shortcut. Checkpoint on the tower was the last one, and here you can brake, turn over and not finishing all other parts, just fall down from the tower basically near the finish, which could save you like 4 or 5 seconds. But it's great because we played with Llama, and he found this cut, and then Shadinuk go and change and put one more checkpoint, I believe, near the finish line. But still you can manage, and now you don't need to do U-turn, you just turn right after the tower checkpoint, and then you still could aim and go into the next checkpoint, which again can save you a lot of time. And then Shadinuk put third checkpoint on the mountain, so you intend go there. So I really enjoy this momentum when you can play track with after, find some loopholes or cuts, especially if it's for ZCL, and he can fix them. Okay guys, that was the last track for today. Thanks for watching it. If you enjoy this video, please leave like and consider to subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments what your favorite track from this video or from ZCL the whole round. Thanks, bye, see you on the next video.